Hi everybody, this is Mary, and today I'm going to bring you some of my favorite things. I'm a sometimes guest contributor here on Patrick's Attic, and the Imaginext figures, blind packaging figures, are some of my favorite things. I collect Lego minifigures, and I have quite a few of them. And when I saw these, I couldn't resist. This is wave number 4. I have gotten some of the previous waves before. I have 5 of them here today. Hopefully they will all be different. I have 5 of them to share with you. I think some of the ones that I have from a previous wave were wave 2. You can see I've got 5. They're all a little different. I chose them carefully because they all feel like they are going to be different figures. That's very important when you buy blind packaged figurines. You want to make sure that you don't get duplicates, but sometimes it does happen. This one, for instance, is very bulky, but this one is very thin. So sometimes you can feel the contents and see if they all feel differently. First, let's take a look at the package so that we can kind of get an idea of what might be inside. I actually bought these at a local dollar store called Family Dollar. The first thing I noticed was this clown guy right here. He has a balloon animal as his accessory, which I really hope I get him because he's really neat. The second one that I think I like the best is the witch. She's really cool. She has a broom and some pretty wicked eyes, as you can see there. The space monkey is very interesting too. And as I've noticed with a lot of the blind figure waves, they feature some on the packaging, but once you get inside of the package, there's a little pamphlet that shows you the rest of the wave. So this is the intriguing part, and then once you get inside, you'll see how many others there are to collect. Imaginext is actually made by Fisher-Price, and the age range of these is 3 to 8 years old. I guarantee you I don't fit that age range, but I love to collect little figures. I think they're very fun and imaginative. As you can see on the back of the package, they kind of tell you what to expect. You get 1 mystery figure, and each mystery figure has 1 accessory. If you want to learn more about these, you can go to Imaginext.com. I'm sure they have more information about this wave and perhaps some of the other waves as well. One thing I find kind of interesting about this packaging is they actually have some air bubble holes to allow the air to escape so that the packaging doesn't bubble out and become too tight and they bust, I guess. I guess that's why they do that. They have one in the front and one in the back. It's kind of neat. I guess I can go ahead and begin opening these. Let's try the one I have in my hand first, and let's see what we get. I'm going to attempt to open this without using scissors, but I don't believe I'm going to be able to do that. I'll have to grab some scissors. Just make a little notch there so that we can open them up. Alright, and it's time to see what we have inside. And what do we have? I see purple, but first we have a little pamphlet like I was mentioning before. The pamphlet goes over all the different ones. We'll get back to that. Let's see what we have first. Oh, that's pretty neat. Okay. Well, they're already put together for the most part. Looks like we have a little purple robot guy. Pretty neat. Let's see what his accessory is. Oh wow. He has, looks like a headdress and a really spiffy board. Let's put him on his board. He has some pegs in his feet, peg holders in his feet that allow him to be connected to the board. And then we have this really awesome headdress that snaps on. So he's kind of a space alien robot guy. Kind of reminds me of the Green Goblin a little bit, but not green. How the Green Goblin had a sort of like a surfboard kind of way of getting around. So that's our first one. Pretty cool, and as you can see, he is featured there on the cover. Pretty cool. So let's put him aside and check out the pamphlet that comes with. Imaginext by Fisher-Price. I guess the first thing they do is kind of go through all of the different sets that they offer. It reminds me a lot of Legos and Playmobil, which you might be familiar with. We have Castle DC Super Friends, which would be pretty cool. Just the city, dinosaurs, which I've seen in a lot of the Imaginext dinosaur line before. Space, and SpongeBob. SpongeBob is one of my other favorite things as well. Pretty cool. So then on the flip side of this, this folds out and you can see all of the different characters available this time. So maybe they were all featured on the front. Unlike Legos, where you kind of have a surprise, these are all featured on the front, so that's something I didn't realize before. So we have a boxer with a black eye, and his accessory is, looks like a little dummy, I guess, to practice on, although I've never really seen a real boxer practice on a dummy person. It's usually a boxing bag or something like that. And we have a snow skier. It's a girl, and she's got some pretty cool gear on. Pink snowboard, that's what I'm assuming she is. And we have a basketball player, and I'm not really sure what that accessory is. Is it maybe a stand So he looks like he is dunking the ball. We'll find out. Hopefully if we get him, we'll put him together and we can find out. Then we have I guess he's a gorilla in a spacesuit, which is very much like the movie to me. Planet of the Apes, that's what I'm thinking about. It reminds me of the idea of Planet of the Apes. And his blaster gun kind of reminds me of a banana. On this page we see the clown with his balloon dog. It's a little balloon animal, and I really hope I get him because I really like him. And the witch, and oh, it looks like if you get the witch, she comes with the broom and she kind of looks regular, and then she puts on a witch costume, which is kind of neat. And then we have the robot space villain. I'm assuming he looks kind of like a villain, and we did get him. And I guess this guy is a mad scientist of sorts. He has kind of a little mad scientist type of outfit on, and he comes with his accessory. Looks like it's a piece of lab equipment, and he has on a I guess it's like a gas mask or something to protect him. So that's what we have to look forward to. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 included in wave 4, and I purchased 5 packages. So hopefully we get 5 different ones, but you never know. So this is a little booklet. So let's go on and we'll try opening up yet another one. Let's see what we get. One peek inside, it looks like we have the basketball player. So I guess we do get to find out what his accessory is all about. So there he is. I'll put the booklet aside. And yes, his accessory is a clear plastic stand. So let's check him out. He says next 32. He has little pegs in the bottom. And yeah, I'm assuming that his accessory shows him being able to dunk the ball. It would have been really cool if they had him in more of a action pose, maybe, because they aren't incredibly posable already. So it would have been really neat if they'd had him sort of in that Michael Jordan dunking pose. And so then if you put him on the stand, he would really look like he was doing what I think he's supposed to be doing. But there we go with him. Pretty neat. So there he is. And we'll put him aside and begin with opening our third example. So I'm really hoping that we do not get any more duplicates. I feel pretty confident that we chose feel pretty confident that we chose 5 different ones. So let's open this one. Oh no. The disappointment of finding a duplicate. But that is the way of the collector. We have another duplicate. It happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. We'll just go ahead and kind of put him together. Oh, I think I have him here backwards. We got one foot in and another foot in. Almost. They're a little tough to get in there. But there we go. Alright. Sadly, we did have a duplicate. But we have 2 more chances, and hopefully we have something different in those. Still hoping for my clown. This is the 4th of 5. Let's see what we have. Looks like we have a new one. Yay. And we have the boxer. Look at there. He's pretty cool. He's got a little tattoo. It says Mom. That's pretty neat. He has a missing tooth and a band-aid above his eye. And it shows his eye to be puffed out and everything. It's pretty cool. These figures don't have a lot of articulation. They do have swivel heads. Ball joint, I'm assuming that's a ball joint shoulder. Their wrists do not, well, their wrists do move. Yeah, they do. So they have swivel wrists. Just a sort of simple hinged waist, but no swivel at the waist. And their ankles, and that's about all that moves on them. But pretty detailed. I actually find that the paint on them is probably a little better than in the actual pamphlet. We'll compare here in just a second. I noticed that these are a bit, this one in particular is a bit different. And here's his accessory. This is his punching bag. So he practices on this guy. Punching him out. I did notice a lot of differences on him. Maybe it was the coloration of the way the pamphlet was actually printed. I'm not sure, but sometimes when these are created, they haven't quite figured out what they're going to do with them yet. So the pamphlet may be printed before the actual products are made. So if you notice here, he's similar, but he actually has more color. I mean, the color is much better than the photos. It looks like his belt is actually gold. The pants look about right, but his boxing gloves are not very red in the pamphlet at all. His eye bruise is not nearly as magenta colored, and you can barely see his band-aid. So he actually looks a lot better in person. And it was, I didn't even notice the mom tattoo in the pamphlet. And also his accessory is really more of a gray color, and they show it in the pamphlet as being very tan almost. So there are some differences. I think their products actually look better in person than they do represented in their packaging. So yeah, we have a boxer. We have one more to go, and man, I'm really hoping for a witch or a clown. So I don't know that I can tell what this is by feeling of it, but I really hope it's something different. Sometimes you can feel this one is quite a lot larger than the other 4 packages. It seems to have more bulk, so I'm hoping that from what I saw in the pamphlet, the witch and the mad scientist seem to have, and actually the space gorilla seem to have a lot of bulk in their accessories. So I'm hoping that this is one of those and is a little something different. And we have a space gorilla. I knew it felt bigger. He's a big piece of plastic. So he's really pretty cool. Let's take all his pieces out and put them together. As you can see, he is quite a hunk of plastic himself. Not quite as well. He has some swivel and ball hinge arms as well, so there's a little bit. So they all seem to be articulated about the same. He does have swivel wrists as well. A pretty large piece of plastic. And his accessories. Let's take a look. When we put on his spacesuit, and we'll put his blaster in his hand. Okay, I can already tell you one thing I'm kind of disappointed about this one in particular is notice how when you put on his helmet, it's just gold and you can't see the gorilla face. And on the packaging, it shows his face shining through. That's a little misleading and disappointing because I know that many of the other lines of figures that I've had where people have had spacesuits or visors, the plastic has been completely see-through so that you can see the figure behind it. And that really adds to the figure. And that being solid, what looks like gold reflective paint, kind of detracts away from the cool factor of this one in particular, which is, like I said, that's a little disappointing. I think that they could have made that possible and just maybe decided that adding that would add a little extra cost, and they didn't want to do that. So that one you can definitely see the difference. But all in all, these are a lot of fun to collect, and they're not my usual collection. I love the small figures, but you know, I can't collect every single thing. Legos are my main collection. Pretty disappointed that I did not get I didn't get a witch or the clown, which is the reason why I picked these up in the first place. But that's okay. But I hope you enjoyed watching me unpackage these today. We have, let's do a final roundup. We have our boxer, 2 space alien evil guys. I'm assuming they're evil, maybe they're not evil. And our basketball guy, he's pretty cool too. So totally here we have 4 different figures. Maybe I'll have better luck next time. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks.